There is a kind of knowledge that has always existed on the edges of history, not forbidden, not entirely secret, but rarely explained openly. Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. It appears in ancient temples, encoded in symbols carved into stone. It appears in manuscripts written in strange diagrams and mysterious language. It appears in philosophies passed quietly from teacher to student. This knowledge is often called esoteric knowledge. But what does that actually mean? The word esoteric comes from a Greek term meaning inner. It refers to teachings meant for a small group of initiates, rather than the general public. In other words, knowledge that was hidden in plain sight. Throughout history, many traditions separated knowledge into two categories, the exoteric and the esoteric. Exoteric knowledge was public. It included the teachings everyone could learn, religion, moral instruction, stories, and traditions meant for the entire community. But esoteric knowledge was different. It was considered deeper, more symbolic, sometimes even dangerous if misunderstood. Because of this, it was often reserved only for those who had undergone training or initiation. Ancient Egypt may have been one of the earliest civilizations to practice this separation. Inside Egyptian temples, priests were not only religious figures, they were astronomers, mathematicians, architects, and scholars. But much of their knowledge was never written clearly in public texts. Instead, it was encoded in symbolism, hieroglyphs, geometry, temple architecture aligned with the movement of stars. To an untrained observer, these structures appeared to be monuments, but to initiates, they represented cosmic principles and hidden teachings. The same pattern appears across other civilizations. In ancient Greece, mystery schools such as the Eleusinian Mysteries taught philosophical and spiritual ideas only to those who were initiated. Participants underwent rituals and training before being allowed to hear certain teachings. These schools influenced some of the greatest thinkers of the ancient world. Philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato studied ideas that blended mathematics, philosophy, and cosmology. Many believed that numbers themselves held symbolic meaning about the structure of reality. Later traditions continued this pattern. Hermetic philosophy, attributed to the mysterious figure Hermes Trismegistus, taught that the universe operates through hidden correspondences. One famous phrase summarizes this idea: as above, so below. The idea that patterns seen in the cosmos are reflected in the structure of human life. Alchemy also used symbolic language to hide deeper meanings. On the surface, alchemists appeared to be attempting to turn base metals into gold, but many historians believe the symbols of alchemy represented something else entirely: transformation, the refinement of knowledge, and perhaps the transformation of the human mind itself. But why hide knowledge in the first place? There are several reasons. Some believed powerful ideas could be misunderstood if taught without preparation. Others believed knowledge needed to be earned through discipline and study, and sometimes knowledge was hidden simply to protect it, because history shows us something important. When knowledge challenges power, it often becomes dangerous. Libraries burn, books are banned, ideas are erased. The story of the Library of Alexandria is one of the most famous examples, a vast archive of ancient knowledge lost to time. Yet even when libraries disappear, knowledge has a strange way of surviving, sometimes hidden in symbols, sometimes preserved by small groups of scholars, sometimes rediscovered centuries later. Esoteric knowledge is not necessarily supernatural. It is simply knowledge that was protected, encoded, or reserved for those willing to search deeper. And throughout history, it has influenced philosophy, science, religion, and art. The deeper question may not be whether esoteric knowledge exists. The question may be, how much knowledge throughout history was hidden in ways we are only now beginning to understand? Because sometimes the most powerful knowledge is not lost. It is simply waiting to be recognized